Hey guys, thank you for watching the Slat Rock channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon to get notified every time we post a new video. And if you've already done so, just make sure that it's still active. Here's your news for August 5th, 2019. We're starting with some news from SummerSlam. As though this Sunday's show currently has 9 matches announced, the card could soon change. Though the current listing has Dolph Ziggler taking on The Miz at the biggest party of the summer, the Wrestling Observer is noting that WWE Hall of Famer Bill Goldberg will be replacing the A-lister to take on the show-off. This all stems from Ziggler's recent comments about Hall of Famers, including attacking Shawn Michaels on the July 23rd edition of SmackDown Live, the same night where he called Goldberg an embarrassment in the ring. Goldberg, who hasn't been seen in WWE since his underwhelming performance at Crown Jewel, has openly admitted that he wants to wrestle again to wash away the bad taste of his match in Jeddah, and it looks like the former Universal Champion will have his chance this Sunday. On this week's edition of Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer said that Goldberg will presumably make his return on tonight's edition of Raw, and that nobody actually expects Ziggler to pick up an upset win. Though WWE could always shock the world by having the show-off topple the former face of WCW, that does seem highly unlikely, as if this match has been made to cleanse the aftertaste of Super Showdown, a Goldberg win is a must. Sticking with Ziggler now, and the former World Heavyweight Champion took a moment away from his busy schedule of insulting legends this week to sit down with Chris Van Vliet for an interview. When asked about his appearance at the recent Extreme Rules pay-per-view where Ziggler lost to Kevin Owens in seconds, Dolph said he was fine taking the loss, as Owens is one of the biggest things going now, and the decisive win only helped that. He said, "I know a lot of people are rooting for me or against me or don't care, and that's fine, but to be a part of a catalyst that sent him to a different direction, as much as it kills me, I was happy to be a part of it. That was a special moment for Kevin Owens, so I think that's better for the business and the company and the show." Over his decade on the main roster, Ziggler has faced everyone from Damien Sandow to John Cena, though according to the man himself, it's AJ Styles who he wants to feud with next. Though a match between the two would be great, it may not happen for some time, as with both men being heels, it seems the pair are more likely to be tag partners than opponents. For now, though, it seems Ziggler has his hands full with his old rival The Miz, though that could still change very soon if Goldberg decides to return. Even if Goldberg doesn't return to face Ziggler, he could always go after the 24/7 championship and would probably have a bit more success than former champion Drake Maverick. A 4-time former champion, the British superstar is certainly missing his so-called baby, though he should perhaps spend more time complimenting his wife Renee instead of a title. After Maria Kanellis won the gold from her husband Mike this week, Maverick wasn't pleased with the first ever pregnant champion in WWE history, claiming that Maria is making a mockery of his most treasured possession. After Maverick claimed he defended the gold with love, Maria was quick to clap back, saying, "That's love? It looks terrifying. No wonder you can't seem to consummate your marriage." Something that has been interesting during her reign is the lack of R-Truth, as the 10-time former 24/7 champion has kept his distance since Maria won the gold. Though Maria's title win was shocking, many fans haven't been pleased with her treatment of husband Mike, who has often been on the receiving end of a barrage of insults by the pregnant champion. Responding to comments that WWE are forcing her to play an abusive spouse character, the former Diva Search contestant was quick to deny the claim, saying, "No one forces me to do anything except my 2 tiny humans. Both forced me to stop staying up late, stop eating deli meat, stop taking long showers, etc." When Maria loses the title remains to be seen, but it would be interesting to see whether this current storyline culminates in Mike finally standing up to his wife and winning the title for the second time in the process. While Maria may be using Twitter to defend her character, one WWE superstar who should probably stay away from the social media site is Seth Rollins. Rollins, who recently made a stir on the site with his spat with Will Ospreay, was recently interviewed by the Daily Star about the site and didn't have many kind things to say. In the interview, the architect described Twitter as a cesspool of negativity, and to be fair, it's hard to argue with his reasoning. He said, "Twitter seems to be this cesspool of negativity where it's so easy to focus on what you don't like rather than what you do like. People seem to band around negativity. I don't know if it's one of those misery loves company type things." Rollins, who will have the chance to regain the Universal Championship this Sunday when he takes on Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, gave some examples of this negativity, including fans demanding a reshoot of the final season of HBO's Game of Thrones, as well as some pretty vocal people opposing Ariel the Little Mermaid being black in the upcoming live-action movie. While there are some positive aspects of the site, it's hard to argue that Twitter hasn't become a place for people to argue with others, something that Rollins got into recently when he chose to defend WWE as the best pro wrestling company in the world. Though it would be nice to live in a more accepting world, we can't exactly see Twitter users changing anytime soon, and it seems Rollins and others will just have to have a thicker skin online. We've all been here, right? One day you're walking along, minding your own business, when a forklift driver decides to try and end your life. Well, that was the fate of Roman Reigns this week on SmackDown Live, as the former WWE Champion was supposed to deliver an announcement about SummerSlam, but instead was crushed under some metalwork. While fans believe that the attack was intentional by Buddy Murphy, the WWE has since said that it was due to a forklift error, a change which has had many fans laughing at the story. Taking to social media, the Big Dog tried to save the storyline, saying that he believes it was an accident and that he respects the machine and teams that put the show together. Much like Seth Rollins predicted, this led to a barrage of scathing comments, mocking Reigns and WWE for the angle, though the Big Dog did comment about it possibly being an intentional attack, saying, "People will speculate, people will talk, but until proven otherwise, I'm considering it an accident." Though the payoff for this storyline is rumored to be a match against Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam, perhaps Murphy should take credit for nearly killing the Hobbs & Shaw star, as though it would probably end with the former Cruiserweight Champion going on trial. At least then he'd have some screen time. While Roman Reigns was nearly crushed on last week's SmackDown Live, things haven't been much better for his Shield brother Jon Moxley, who suffered his first pinfall loss this week since leaving the WWE. Moxley's reign of victories came to an end at the hands of Jay White in New Japan, and only his second loss since leaving WWE in April of this year, his other defeat happening via countout. During the match against White, Moxley seemed to have the advantage, though it was Guido who proved to be the difference maker. When the former WWE Champion went over to deal with him, Guido blasted him with some brass knuckles, allowing White to hit the Bloody Sunday DDT and Blade Runner for the win. Despite the loss, Moxley still has 10 points in Block B of the G1 Climax, with White trailing in second place with 8 points. Though Moxley may have been on the losing end of this match, one athlete who was much more fortunate was Cain Velasquez, who won his pro wrestling debut in tag team action. The UFC star who dethroned Brock Lesnar for the company's heavyweight title, Velasquez teamed with Cody Rhodes and Psycho Clown to defeat El Tejano Jr., Killer Kross, and Taurus, and it was Cain's tag partner Cody who had words to say about the match. Told commentary earlier how absurd yet fun this trio was. One of the biggest, brightest stars in Mexico, a former UFC heavyweight champ, and an AEW EVP. A snapshot of the magic that is pro wrestling these days. The pro wrestling bug has seemingly bit Cardio Kane, and it looks like he won't have to wait long until he's back in the ring. AAA are already setting up Velasquez's next match for the company, which will be another 6-man tag, as he will team with Psycho Clown and Blue Demon Jr. to take on LA Park and his family. Though no date has been given for the match yet, it seems likely that the bout will take place on September 15th for the company's show inside Madison Square Garden, and given his fame from the Octagon, it's likely that Velasquez will help sell out the world's most famous arena. Some sad news now, as earlier this week, WWE Hall of Famer Harley Race passed away at the age of 76. Battling lung cancer, Race was a former 8-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion, and though he is no longer with us, it seems WWE will be giving him a huge honor in spring next year. According to Brad Shepard, Race is being considered to be commemorated with a statue at next year's WrestleMania Access, a recent tradition that has seen many legends immortalized. Given his incredible career, it's only right that Race takes his rightful spot alongside legends like Roddy Piper, Ric Flair, and Bruno Sammartino as the WWE and Vince McMahon seem ready to pay tribute to one of the all-time greats. Speaking of McMahon, we all know the boss is rich, but this week showed just how generous the chairman of the board can be with money. Though there have been reports of McMahon's generosity in the past, including a story of Vince helping Ric Flair out of debt in the early 2000s, many stories go unreported, though that wasn't the case this week. The former WWE World Tag Team Champion Trevor Murdoch revealed this week that he was a close friend of Harley's, and also took the time to reveal the kinder side of Vince McMahon. In a post on social media, Murdoch revealed that Harley needed to be transferred from Atlanta to St. Louis due to his failing health, though Medicare wouldn't help pay for the med flight. Fortunately for Race, all it took was one phone call to WWE, and 10 minutes later, the flight was paid in full by McMahon himself, giving Murdoch 2 more days with the former world champion. Though some of his recent booking and actions in the past has made the CEO something of a pariah to wrestling fans in 2019, it's nice to know that the boss still has a softer side that most fans don't get to see. And finally today we're ending with some news from AEW, as the new promotion is trying a unique tactic to promote themselves. The company, led by Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks, has taken to running advertisements in cinemas before and after screenings of the new Hobbs & Shaw film, which fans will know stars WWE's Roman Reigns and The Rock. If AEW wants to get some of WWE's fans to tune in, this isn't a bad strategy. And though only time will tell whether fans are accepting of the advert, which features the Bucks, Chris Jericho, and Jon Moxley, it seems the war for viewers between All Elite Wrestling and World Wrestling Entertainment continues to escalate. Well guys, that's our news for today. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you like this video, don't forget to check out our previous video, 10 huge, shocking WWE 2019 rumors you need to know about. Also check out our other high-rated videos by clicking at the upper right-hand corner or down in the description field. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and the bell icon so you don't miss a single new video. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and as always, thank you for watching.